Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Data here, and welcome back to episode number 21 for the 2030 off season with the Arizona Coyotes here in our live fantasy draft franchise mode. After having now completed 7 full seasons with the Coyotes, we're moving into year number 8, and it all starts here with the 2030 draft and off season coming your way after a tough Western Conference final loss in the year number 7 postseason. That just passed. If you're joining after we've already gone live, you can hop ahead to the 5-minute mark, and that's when we'll get started. But until then, we'll start welcoming everybody in for what should be a bit of a decision-packed episode. When we look at our expiring contracts, we need money for Wu Mei, money maybe for Simon Nemec. We have big money that might be moving out in Mikko Rantanen, in what's his name? Who was that other guy? Sorry, I gotta resituate myself. We were saying the other possible player, Beckett Seneca. Yeah, Beckett Seneca could be $5.5 million. Even Killer Cahill could be close to $6 million. Mikko Rantanen could be $13.25 million. We're a great team, but do we want to make some changes to this team at a moment wherein money is needed? We don't have to do a huge blow up, but we could make some major moves to allow space for our growing players to move up in the lineup. So whenever we hit live, whenever we hit that 5-minute mark, we'll go live. We are live. We'll get started on the episode. Sorry. Always typing and talking is never the right thing to do. Take it from me. There we go. Good evening, Mr. Data Sir. Good evening to you, Mackenzie. Thank you for joining the stream. Glad you could make it, and good evening to you, sir. There we go. So live stream tonight with the Coyotes. Very exciting video coming your way tomorrow. One that, there at Landon. Big day tomorrow. Yes, sir. It has been a huge, huge project. I would say over 10 hours dedicated. Probably over 10 hours dedicated to the video that I have coming out tomorrow. Jiggles! Whoa, what are you doing in here? Jiggles, probably the first time I jumped on a Coyotes live since the fantasy draft. So happy to jump on finally. Welcome. It is a pleasure and an honor to have you listening in. No problem. I will gladly have your presence in any video, in any stream ever. Thank you, my friend. Really nice to see you. And Dreams, great to have you in here as well. Yeah, we'll have to make some big decisions in this one for the money, as we need to have our extensions to Wu Mei and possibly Simon Nemec. We don't necessarily need to move him. He's an RFA. We could just move on from him. Big day tomorrow. Indeed it is. T-minus, 15-ish hours or so until that video goes up. Very exciting for that one. It was a big 10-plus hour project. Welcome aboard, Gen Z McKenzie. And it will lead into other videos as well. It's not just a one-off thing. It's a huge video, which will lead to other videos. But you'll see what I'm talking about tomorrow. And then once that's done, I can get back into my groove of things with the Islanders and the Thrashers and all that. They took a little half-week pause from me doing and recording, as I had to focus a lot of time on that. Do you think they'll add retired numbers to the game franchise mode? We can only hope. I think they will someday. But if you're asking me for NHL 26, it says anybody's guess is as good as anybody else's. Possibly Landon. Possibly. There we go. That's about that. Okay, thank you. Leave a like if you haven't already. Get things rolling. Then I just gotta send it out in the Twitter world. Oh, I hadn't written my blurb yet. My apologies. We are live for the 2030 off season with the. And while I'm talking, I'll go ahead and pull up. I'll expire and remind you of the money situation as we're getting started in just a sec. The Arizona Coyotes. There we go. I hope everyone had a great Monday so far today. Sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking today. I don't know what's going on with me. We are live for the 2030 off season with the Arizona Coyotes. And then I'll also say, there we go. That brings us to the 4-minute mark. We'll get started in 45 seconds. While we close out the last 45 seconds of welcoming everybody in, I'll put it on the playoff tree to remind you of what happened last episode. Join us for a busy off season that will require us to move around some money to take care of some major extensions. There we go. Okay. Done. Yeah, sorry for that wait. And right at the 5-minute mark. Great, we made it. Whew! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 21 of our live fantasy draft franchise mode series here on NHL 24 with the Arizona Coyotes. The We're Not Leaving franchise mode, where our goal is to become a dynasty. We've won 2 Stanley Cups with this team. We've reached 3 consecutive, we've had 5 consecutive, 6 consecutive, man, I can't even count. 6 consecutive postseason appearances, 3 consecutive round 2 appearances, back-to-back Western Conference final appearances, and we have won 2 Stanley Cups over the last 5 years. So if we get a third in 6 years, in 2031, in year number 8, that would go a very long way towards trying to solidify our dynastic title, our dynastic status here in this franchise mode series, leading to a series of weekly sports betting. No, never, Hobbsy, never. In the last one, it was a crazy start. We swept through Minnesota, we swept through St. Louis, but then in round 3, facing the San Jose Sharks, we went down 1-0, I believe, then tied it 1-1, went up 2-1, and then collapsed with 3 consecutive losses by one goal, and then blown out 8-2 in the eliminating Game 6. Yeah, so we only had 4 losses, and 3 of them came by 1 goal. 2-1 loss, 3-2 overtime loss, and then the 8-2 blowout, as we lost to the Sharks and got eliminated before they went on to face the Penguins for, a 2016 rematch? And the Penguins won that one. Once again, they were victorious once more. So it was another 50-plus win season. We are a fantastic team, so strong. Not much would have to change, but we know that something will have to be moved in one way or another to make the money work for Wu Mei. We know that Wu Mei has to be extended. Adam has a question here. Hey, Adam. Hey, Data. I've been watching you for a while. Hey, welcome aboard. Thank you for saying so. I have a question for you. Did you star... No, I don't think so. Sadly not. Not me. Must have my beautiful voice mistaken for somebody else. Thanks for asking, Adam. So, Wu Mei needs a major contract. It's not going to be cheap, but it's better than like the 8x18 that was going to possibly be previously. To now take us, hey, Mighty Joe, welcome to the stream. To possibly get something in the 6x9-ish, 10-ish range is much more digestible, but still, if Simon Nemec is going to stick around, that's not going to be possible. So the biggest question probably is the defense. If you look at our current main roster, Shady, Byram, they're not moving for right now. We know the second pair, we want the second pair to include Akeem Schultz. Because in the third pair, we want Tuzolino with Griffin, who's down in the AHL. So we want the third pair guaranteed to be Tuzolino Griffin. We want the second pair to be guaranteed Schultz and somebody. And the first pair guaranteed to be Byram and Shady. So therefore, that just leaves one spot available for either keeping Kaylor Cahill or trading him out and keeping Simon Nemec. So Kaylor Cahill right now, $5.585 million for 2 more seasons? No, 1 more season. That was 20. Yeah, for 1 more season. Kaylor Cahill will sign on for 1 more year and then will be a UFA. Meanwhile, Simon Nemec would be signed on long term if we do end up finding a contract that we could give him right now as an RFA. So although I think I have preference for Kaylor Cahill and his offensive output, it probably makes more sense to sign Simon Nemec because Cahill next year, a year from now, will probably be wanting upwards of 7-8+ million. Meanwhile, Simon Nemec, and that'll be as a UFA. Simon Nemec as an RFA, we could try to get him in that 6x7 point something range, which is definitely more manageable because his offensive numbers are lower. You get what I'm saying? And then for the goaltenders, it's still Wolf and Voinov. And for the forwards, we don't need to move anybody, but with player growth, it's getting tough because when we look at, just the forwards, as I'm kind of talking in a few different places at once, we know our forwards are 1, 2, 3, if everyone stays, 4, 5, 6 right now. That would bump, as Manlow moves up, it would bump Seneca down to the 3rd line. Beckett Seneca just has not been super impressive, but at the same time, I don't know, he's 24 now as an 85 overall. He's had 3 full seasons. He's a 50-point guy. He's not disappointing. He's just not the top 6 guy that we hoped for when we drafted him 9th overall in 2024. He's a good two-way guy. He doesn't score a lot of goals. He's a playmaker. He's good defensively, and that's fine. But in the playoffs, even look at this. He had 5 points, but that 1 goal really killed me. He has 6 goals and 24 points in 45 playoff games, which is about, yeah, that's him as a player. That's who Beckett Seneca is. If we're content with keeping him at $5.5 million as our third liner, then fine. But we need to be mindful that he will be a third liner. This is our top 6 right here. Unless Mikko Rantanen were to be moved, that would allow for one more spot in the top 6. And that could be Seneca. That could one day be Kulemin. Kasper's out here. Coyle's growing, hopefully. A lot can't be answered just yet. So already I know what my plan for Mikko Rantanen part 1 is going to be. Part 1 of my plan for Mikko Rantanen is probably not trading him yet, because if there's player growth that we need more spots in the top 6, then we could trade him in September. We can trade him, but just not trade him today. Why take away the safety net of having him around? Hobbsy says, do we sign Nemec in the re-sign phase, or do we qualify, wait until July 1st, and see what Cahill wants as an extension, then make the call? This is why I pay you the big bucks, Hobbsy. Thank you very much. That's exactly what we're going to do. And Gen Z says, Kulemin and Manlow should both be in the top 6. Manlow will. Kulemin's the question mark. If he's still in 81, I don't think I'd play him top 6. But if he grows to 83, let's say, then yes, I'd want to play him in the top 6. That's why I'm saying we hang on to Rantanen as a safety net backup, that if Kulemin is still in 81 for whatever reason, then our top 6 can still be Matthews, Rantanen, Benson, May, Johnston, Manlow. That's what I'm saying. So, going over to the Discord server, just want to quickly read Steven's thoughts, as he left them in the NHL suggestion channel, I believe. Yes. Hi, Data. Thank you for another good run, says Steven. There was not much you could do differently. We should not regret this year because it answers some questions we needed to get answers for. Our team has had one bad round of playoffs after those 2 sweeps, and you know what? It happens IRL as well. I've been quite a fan of Roberto Coyle, and his previous years have been really good. He got some awards in the AHL and then even won the Calder in the NHL. He even performed very well in the playoffs last year. This season was not good for him, and what worries me even more, and I realized it just at the beginning of this episode, is that his potential dropped from elite to top 6. I hadn't even noticed that. So Roberto Coyle, who was once medium elite, is now medium top 6. That's tough. We've given him, not crazy ice time, but we've given him third-line minutes. He's been a 13.5 to 14.5 minute guy. Roberto Coyle, I envision him being, if we want to try and pump some production, I envision him continuing as our third-line center, plus maybe getting first-unit power play. But he's not going to be able to be a top 6 guy just yet if he stays at an 80, 81 overall, just like we're just saying 2 seconds ago about Artem Kulemin. So Steven goes on to say, we're still paying him on his entry-level contract, but we'll need to make a decision whether we keep him soon. He's still 21, and we don't need to make a decision yet, but that's probably in the next 2 years. What will be the plan now with our defense is quite clearly, from my point of view, Byram Shady, first pair. There's a push for places on left D, but not so much on right D. That's why we should keep Simon Nemec. He is our only one who can properly alternate on the top pair if one of those top 2 guys gets injured, and him as a two-way D is very versatile on the second pair. All the other guys are not there yet. Let's get Nemec a contract for the best value. It doesn't have to be 8 years. 6 would be more realistic and cheaper. On left D, we definitely need to trade Kaylor Cahill, as he's 84, 25 years old, top 4 D. I don't expect much more growth from him. It's more the offensive output. And he joined our team much more like a rental anyway. We don't have as much storyline dedicated to him. There are 2 guys pushing for a spot, and we need to get going, and we need to push out at least one of them. Steven goes on to say, I was worried about Seneca and his performances, and I'm even more convinced now that we need to sell him. He's still young and an 85 overall, which is good value. I also spoke about Mikko Rantanen in my last comment, and I think what would make sense is trading him for Leon Draisaitl, says Steven, if we offer value which cannot be rejected. If Rantanen leaves, we need to get someone who can be dangerous scoring-wise in the top 6, ideally a winger. Now, when you imagine the top 6 consisting of Matthews, May, Benson, Manlow, Wyatt Johnston, and Draisaitl, that would be crazy and like a nightmare to play against for any defense. If Rantanen stays, that's also okay with me, but we would never get a chance to get something special for his value while it's still there. While I take a pause to just interject myself here, every year we keep Rantanen beyond now that he's 33 or whatever, the value that we get back for him would be even less. But is that something that we don't mind having to endure? Gavin says, good evening, everyone. Kent State today studying for exams, but I'm excited for the surprise video tomorrow. Yes! Thank you, Gavin. Good luck in the studying, and thank you for dropping in. Much love to you, my friend. Good luck. So then Steven goes on to say, I wouldn't mind a trade like Rantanen plus Seneca / Cahill plus picks for Draisaitl plus prospects plus picks, depending on value and the team's willingness to trade him. You know your tricks, but this time I would not mind overpaying a little bit as we can afford it. Now, for players who are pushing for the last spot in the NHL, we see guys like Novotny. We see down in the system, we see guys like Sikora, Valiquette. Steven says Sikora should get at least a proper chance to succeed in the NHL, despite his overall. It's probably now or never, as he's 25. He keeps winning awards, but he's just not improving in overall. Could it be a Skylar Lucic type thing? We could try that out. I think that's about it. Let's keep an eye on Tukkanen as well, who's 76 medium elite. Yes. These are just some ideas that have come to my mind, but there are so many things that can go on, different combinations. Even trading out like Tuzolino if we had to. His overall has declined a little bit. I expect very exciting off-season. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Go Data, go Coyotes. Thank you, Steven, for all of those thoughts. Echoing a lot of what the AGMs and myself were thinking in the comments here to start the episode as well. I think Cahill is probably the odd man out. We don't need to do anything yet, which is the great news. We don't have any expiring UFAs. We can keep everybody over into July 1st, so we don't need to make any trades at the draft. We can do everything on July 1st or later. Sorry, all expiring. Yeah, everyone's an RFA except for Duheim, who we are going to let walk anyways. We could trade his value because we're not going to be signing him for $2.2 million. So we could trade Brandon Duheim, and that'll be about it. Everybody else walks or gets their entry-level deals. Check Sikora's attributes, says Gen Z. No problem. So Sikora back-to-back... Was it back to... No. Did he win like the Hart equivalent in the AHL this year? I forget. Adam Sikora. Nothing crazy, I don't think. No. 89 deking. Nothing really that stands out at all. But he keeps putting up the numbers. Adam Sikora. Back-to-back point-per-game seasons in the AHL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in Tucson now. Wow. Yeah, so we'll see on him. Okay, so I don't need, like, most of our game plan will be coming July 1st or later. There's not much I'm really worried about here at the draft, so I'm going to say I think we can go ahead and start the draft. Nothing really stands out to me as something that we need to decide going into it. So let's just start the draft and get the 2030 off-season underway. Any teams trading their picks at the top here? No. First pick available would be pick number 24. Yeah, so no trade-ups are happening here. First overall goes to the Canucks, 84 overall, medium elite, playmaking right winger, Tate Emerson. Who else is in this class? Luke Hughes on the block. Yeah, we'll look at the trade blocks. Austin Tavares, Mika Osala, who's this? Dale Ekblad, medium elite, NHL ready, similar to Patty Kane, playmaker. That would be tempting, but I don't think that's going to be exactly possible. If you look at the trade blocks from the NHL, just to do our due diligence as always, just want to quickly fly through them. Okay, skaters matching the block. Just sorting by overall to fly through those. There could be some prospects available, but we'll look at that on July 1st. I'm just looking at guys at the draft because contracts will change. Perfetti, Larkin, Crosby at 42 years of age. Colorado, Shirelli, Schmaltz, Roslovic, Yamamoto, Landeskog. Clemens Bushnevich, of course, legend. Coyotes legend. Detroit, Edmonton, Florida, LA. Luke Hughes, yeah, as an RFA. Did he spend the whole year unsigned? Luke Hughes, 2029-30. Yeah, he sat unsigned for the entire season. Classic. 67-point year, and he sat out for the entirety of 2029-30. Imagine getting Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes is left-handed? Yes, left-handed. Imagine Luke Hughes. I give you Nemec and Cahill. So then Luke Hughes would play right side with Schultz on the left side. Then they're way over the salary cap, though. No, I don't think it's really something that makes sense for us. Defense is our most busy area. We're trying to call up Stephen Griffin. Acquiring Luke Hughes wouldn't be helpful for that. Plus, we have a lot of offense coming from Shady already, and hopefully Schultz soon. Werenski, another defenseman, is on the trade block, though. 2 years left. Left D again. Canadians, Predators, Islanders, Rangers, Senators. Adrian Kempe, 88 overall, making 10.16. No, thank you. Big Bo Horvat. How are things for you today, Data? Vasi, welcome to the stream, my friend. You know what? I'm having a great day today. Work was great. Everything was fine. Nice. Come home for a nice meal. Streaming here. Big video coming out tomorrow. A big surprise video on the channel. Life is good. Life is good here. I'm blessed. I can't complain. Hope it's all the same on your end, buddy. Thanks for checking in and saying hello. Anderson, Ekblad, Morrissey, Penguin block there. Shea Theodore in San Jose. Kraken have some great prospects here. Richardson, we've been looking at Richardson for a couple of years now. Anthony Richardson, is he still getting buried? 40 points last year. He's still getting buried. 4 years in the AHL getting buried. We got to trade for Anthony Richardson. Medium elite, 75 overall. This guy's getting buried. Tavares was 80 overall, medium elite to the Jets. I'm not sure where he'd go, but at least we could play him first line AHL. At least give him his ice time. Yeah, he's probably a bust. For lower trade value, I would do it. He's probably a bust, but I don't know. 75 to 22 is not done yet. Anything in the 60s would probably be, but 75-22 is not done yet. It's tempting. It's more, what's keeping me away is the 2.5-star puck skills. Yeah. Okay, you talked me out of it. It's the 87 shooting accuracies that were tempting me. That's why the AGMs gotta hold me grounded. Blues, Lightning, Lawson Krause expiring at an 88. Philip Forsberg, Beauvillier, Shane Pinto. Landon had said go get Shane Pinto. But we have Roberto Coyle already as third-line center. Warren Fogle, Washington, Winnipeg, Machelli expiring deal. There you go. Now, if I want to go look at Draisaitl, like Steven had suggested, look at the centers here. So no, actually Draisaitl's not. Oh, it's true. It's fantasy draft. Draisaitl's not in Edmonton. Where is Draisaitl? Can I not do player search here? That's true. Where was Draisaitl? Let me sim one more pick. Reset the clock here. 81 overall, medium elite, going to the Ducks. Where is Draisaitl again? Sorry. Centers, sorting by overall. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. There he is, finally. At least it was quick to find him. Draisaitl signed on for 1 more year at $11.25 million. 93 overall, it's a lot of trade value. Carolina doesn't want to trade him either. It would be one older player for another. Draisaitl for Rantanen would be one older player for another. Yeah. We'd be saving a little bit of money. I don't know. Rantanen signed on for 2 more years at 33. Draisaitl signed on for 1 more year at 34. I don't know. Would this make a lot of sense? Then we had Cahill. I feel like we get other... Like, we could probably get better long-term value. Trading Cahill for a package of prospects and picks might be a bit more enticing to me. Rantanen and Cahill for Draisaitl plus. You can even throw Seneca in there maybe, but won't really have to. Sorting by value. Not a lot of value for any prospects here in Carolina either. Malak. Maxime Malak. Sniper with 4-star shooting. I don't know, is anyone really, like, especially moved by this? Or can we wait, like we said, and keep Rantanen as our safety net and deal with it once July or September hits? We would save $2 million and have 1 less year tied up. But at the same time, Rantanen probably has some sort of no-trade clause involved. He's been here for 5 years already. I don't know if he's going to want to move at the draft. It would have to be at the start of the year when we say, listen, Nico, there's no room for you. Right now, why would he want to do that? Yeah, okay, we'll wait on it. Draisaitl's not going anywhere either. So we'll exit out. Now, let's start simming towards our pick. We pick at 30. Winchester, Stolars. Where's the guy that I would have wanted? Ekblad. Medium elite, 80 overall. Yeah, I probably would have wanted him. Let me just press this a bunch of times. That's why the beauty of editing videos, I can just skip all this. But in live streams, you gotta sit through it with me. Duda, 75 overall. Zupon, Parenteau. Medium top 6 forwards, medium top 4 Ds. Damour. Pajot. Fox. Grigorenko. Hodges. So the first pick that's available for a trade would be, like we said, pick 24, right? The Discord bot just went off now? It's ridiculous. So pick 24 is the first one that might be available to us. Anyone that we really want? No. I'd probably be trading down, actually. I'm probably looking at, like, George Millman or Noel Falk. Medium league goalie, but 5 years away. Do we really want a medium league goalie who's 5 years away? Let's sim to user pick. If anything, we're trading down. Here at pick 30, who's speaking to us here at pick 30? George Millman, 3 years away at 18. Didn't put up great numbers in a weak league. 45 points in 71 games in a C- league. Noel Falk is 5 years away, but medium elite and highly ranked. Who else is out here? Medium top 6, Ed Elliott. Theo Fleury, 3 years away, A- shooting for a 5'8" sniper. Falk will pop off like Steven Reinhart. Possibly. I don't think there's no room for you at Fly with Rantanen in September if he's being played for Draisaitl for trading him. Right, yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't have said for Draisaitl, but if we are moving him in September, it's probably in a deal of package of some sort of prospect and pick package, and that's where we would be telling him, listen, there's no room for you. You're right, though. If I tell him there's no room, I'm swapping you for Draisaitl, then what's the point? Low top 6, Caleb Engel. Yeah, man, let's go for Falk. I don't think we have any other goalies in our system. Plus, that he's not like 2 years away is actually not bad because that allows Voinov to take his spot. Like Voinov taking his own spot. So can we trade down? Usually this doesn't work, but maybe can we squeeze a 7th out of this just for funsies? If I give you 30 for 34, we probably have to swap 7ths or something. Like if I give you a 6th and you give me a 5th. We will, but I wouldn't use a high pick like this right now on a guy with potential. A 6th for a 5th and a 1st. Hey, there you go. Thank you very much. We move down 4 spots, and then we get to upgrade a 6th for a 5th. Okay. So there was a medium top 6 Franzen. And medium top 9s. Great. So if we make our pick now at 34. Sorting by potential... Yeah, so there's a high... Ooh, hold on. Liam Oduya is a high elite goalie. Do we want a medium elite and a high elite? Do we go 2 goalies in this draft? Ooh, high elite. You don't see that every day from the Malmo Redhawks. Does it matter that we draft both of these guys? Or should we say, okay, forget Falk, and right now we'll just take Millman? Is that a yes of taking both there, Hobbsy? I'm down for both, because there really aren't many goalies in our system. What picks do we have? Let me show you right here. We could take him with the pick at even at 83 probably, but we have 3 seconds, including this one, and 2/3. Anyway, we're taking the high elite goalie. Yeah, for sure. I'm saying, do we also take the medium elite? Absolutely, we're taking the high elite goalie. Goalies are voodoo. True. And in our system, there's not really anything. We have, besides Voinov, we have only fringe starters, and one guy was back up at 24. So you know what? Let's throw 2 goalies in our system then. Let's do it. All right. USA West, maybe an Arizona boy. With the 34th overall selection in the 2030 NHL entry draft, the Arizona Coyotes are proud to select from the U.S. development system, Noel Falk. Welcome to Team Noel. You are 53 overall medium elite. Thank you, Bello. All right, welcome aboard. Welcome to the team, Bello. Let's go. Noel Falk, medium elite 53, with that first pick of ours in this draft. So, do we want to pick anything between now and... There's Millman. So Millman was medium top 6, 64 overall. Just as good as any of those other guys who went at, like, 12th overall. Meech was a 71 overall, even. Anyone we really want between here at 40 and 63? Anyone between 40 and 63 who we really want? Ed Elliott, 5'8" sniper. Trade up with 94 to pick the 80... Yeah. To draft an elite skater? There's an elite skater. There's low top 6 Engel. Low top 6 Byers. Low top 6 Wolf, who's a gem. Oliver Wolf. Who's the elite skater? Richardson? Oh, at 91, I see. So Jaden Richardson. Well, we have pick 63 first before we even think about those other ones. But I did like Oliver Wolf. Even Engel's a low top 6 gem, though. Caleb Engel, 3 years away. B, B minus, B minus, and then all the C's. Who's the other one? B, C, C, D, C minus, C minus. Yeah, not as good. Makes sense. This guy, B minus, C, C, D, C minus, C. Engel would probably be the best. Or we even try to make a trade right now for Elliott, who has the A- shooting. Yeah, Elliott is tempting to me. If if Elliott's still there for this pick from the Hurricanes, I'll try to make a trade. And he is, so let's try it. For Ed Elliott. So we need the picks, those 2 picks at like 80. But I could give you pick 60 and 94. Let me see what I do. So 60 and 94. Or even just in case, I'll give you 62 and 94. 62 and 94, a second and a third. For a second, a fourth, and a seventh? Does that work? No. A second and a third for a second and a fourth? Still rejected, really? Of course it is. A second and a third for a second and a fifth. To move up 20 spots, I allow you... To move up 20 spots now, I'll have you move up like 44 spots later. Too far off still. Okay. A sixth and a seventh. How about that? No. Just the sixth. Still rejected. Are you serious? 2 sevenths then. Or can we throw the rights to somebody in here? The rights to Zuheim. Sorry, he's a right winger. Where are you? Throw in his rights. And you give me a fifth. Can we do that? Still too far off. Sorry to offend you. Sixth and a seventh. Just the sixth. Nope. Back to 2 sevenths. 2 sevenths. Nope. 1 seventh. Nope. So a second and a third and a player just move up to 42. Okay, the second and the third on its own then. Yeah, trade accepted. Hey. That's how much. I hope this guy's good. Medium top 6. The last medium top 6 it looks like. Ed Elliott, welcome to the team. You are 63 overall, medium top 6, which is first round value and 2.5-star shooting. So you know what? I don't know if that was really worth it. But may as well take a shot at this point. Okay, on to pick 60. There goes Engel. He was low top 6. Pick 60. Do we want low top 6 there? Low top 6 here? Or do we just make our trade happen to make sure we get the high elite and the medium elite? So the high elite is at 84. We need to pick 84 and 91. He's even this guy, Jaden Marcoux. But he's 20 years old. 3 years away. Okay, I could do 20 and 3 years away. 20 and 5 years away. No, 20 and 3 years away. I could maybe do that. I wonder. But definitely I want 84 and 91. So. 84 and 91. Is it too risky to take 83 for my guy at 84? Or I trade up for something like 80 and I take the guy there. I trade down 60 to 80. I could do that. So now is 60. Add 20 picks. So let's go to, I don't know, round 3, something in the late teens maybe. I'll take another trade with Carolina then. 80. They're moving on 20 spots in the second round. It's a fair price to give up a third. It's more that the trade values don't make sense. Don't tell me the trade values are even and then laugh at me, right? You should make a video on how to... On how to what, Duncan? I'm on the edge of my seat. 60 for 80, so I'm moving down 20 spots. But then the problem is, Gen Z, the problem is vice versa. If I were to ask for the same value, they'd laugh at me. Even if I wanted a third and a fourth, if you trade up 20 spots, can I please have a fourth in return? Oh, this does work. Great. Okay, I take it back. It depends on the team sometimes, I suppose. Pick 80. Okay, so here's the big moment. So at pick 80, we'll start with the high elite goalie, Liam Oduya from the SHL. High elite 47 overall. Duncan, you should make a video on how to handle contracts and whether to trade players like the Jake Evans situation. Well, it comes down to strategy. I can't speak for everyone's strategy. If you want to handle situations, depends on what your status as a team is. Johnny Oduya's son, Liam Oduya, yes. If your strategy as a team is that you're pushing for the playoffs, then keep Jake Evans. I can't exactly say how to manage contracts. I can talk about the different ways that could be done, I can't really give tips per se unless you've established what you want to do with your team. That's why like the strategy of franchise mode comes down to the user, but how to play franchise mode, that's what I make the guides on. Making a guide on how you should handle situations is very subjective in my mind. Pick 83 now. We'll take the other medium elite. We'll pass on Marcoux here, and we'll take Jaden Richardson, who I think is also 5 years away, so probably low overall again. 50 overall, medium elite. All right. Good trade value. I'm sorry, good prospect, good whatever, development value in this draft with the high elite, the medium elite. There you go. Next pick is at 106. Between now and 106, anybody that we really want to go for. That low top 6 guy I'm not super sold on. Yuri Antropov, low top 4 defensive defenseman. He'll never grow. No, no one else. Bosnia-Herzegovina, Fedoruk. Cooper Fedoruk from Bosnia-Herzegovina. Amazing. No one else who really stands out to me anywhere. Yeah, this draft is definitely for the future. There's this guy, 3-bar medium elite at 98. Michel Theodore. And then after that, it's even just 3-bar low elites. So maybe we use our last pick on Mark Finley. And besides that, maybe just trade our picks, the rest of our picks here. I'm not really interested in anybody else. If I went to a team like Anaheim, were they the worst team this year? Yes, Anaheim. And I say, listen, I will give you a 4th and 2 5ths. And I just want back a late pick so I can draft that one guy I was interested in. And I want... you don't have any picks next year, right? Okay, so no, actually, I'll take that back from Anaheim. I want like a 2nd next year, maybe-ish. Seattle, then if not, we'll try Columbus. Oh, so is Washington. Okay, Washington and Columbus. Washington, what do you have next season for draft picks? You have a 3rd from Vegas. No. And then Columbus. Blue Jackets, what do you have next season? You have your 2nd and not your 3rd, though. Man, I want to get a 3rd round pick out of this. On to the next one. San Jose, it wasn't them, though. San Jose, then the Islanders. Sharks made to the... Yeah, Devils, then Islanders. The things I do. Devils. Do you have a 3rd next year, Devils? There you go. I want your 3rd next year. I'll give you a 4th and 2 5ths now. And you toss in a 7th now and a 7th next year as well. A 3rd and 2 7ths for a 4th and 2 5ths. Awesome. Thank you very much, New Jersey. And now for our trade... Sorry, I'm going to pick 196 here. And then now for our selections next year. We have a 1st, a 2nd, 2 3rds, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Great. And with pick number 196, we'll draft that low elite, or that low top 6. What was it? The low top 6. Mark Finley, welcome to the team. Low top 650 overall. All right, that is the draft, ladies and gentlemen. 2030 taken care of. So we got some great value for the potentials, like we said. Falk was medium elite, Elliott was medium top 6, Oduya high elite, Richardson medium elite, and Finley low top 6. Thank you very much. That now brings us to the re-sign phase. Here we go. And Bichelle extended. Yeah, we had sent him an extension last episode. Very good. Now time to break out that calculator. Break out that calculator. Here we go. Okay. So $10.845 million in extension dollars. Right away, the expiring UFAs. Joheim's going to walk. We can't afford to pay him $2+ million to be 13th forward or whatever. Tukkanen, medium elite, who we drafted 3rd round. Yeah, 3rd round in 2028. Now a 76 overall, so we'll give him his entry-level contract. Smoskovitz, 4-star shooting, exciting, former 1st-round pick. ELC, Cracknell, medium top 6, former 2nd-round pick. Look at these numbers down in the OHL. 105 points with London. Whew. Stanley Cracknell. Welcome. And Girard, Dustin Girard, 7th-round pick, the last pick of the draft, right? 7th round, the last pick of 2028. And here he is. 42 points in the U.S. system with his low top 4 D potential. You never know. Alright, there are the UFAs. You know, unsigned, we got to sign? No. Okay, RFAs now. Right away, let's go to the bottom. Like, AHL top 6s are going to walk. Their potential's plummeted. They'll take a walk. Wu Mei. What is Wu Mei looking for? Do we go for the 6, 7, 8-year type deal? 12.45 times 0.85. Do we do the 8 by 10.6? Do we do 7 by 10.1, 8 by 10.6, extra 500k basically. Yeah, it's pretty much, or 6 by, I'm sure, like, what would this be, 11.575? Or 6 by 9.85. So we'll qualify Wu Mei and we'll figure that out. Simon Nemec, what do you want, buddy? Simon Nemec, a bit more reasonable now. Actually, yeah, it's a lot more reasonable. 8.3 on Simon Nemec would come down to 7.055. So do we want 8 years on Simon Nemec of 7.075? Or do we bring it down to 7 years? Right, 4, yeah, 7 probably makes a bit more sense here. And it also saves us some money. Going down to 6.69, so 6.7. 6.7 for 7 years. 6 years would bring it down another 400k or something. But 7 years bringing him to 33, I think that's okay. Simon Nemec, 7 by 6.7, that works for me. Do we have a green light on 7 by 6.7 for Simon Nemec? Duncan, I think what I mean is how you determine how much to offer a player and for how many years. Well, NHL 20, anything NHL 24 and before, and NHL 25 and after is going to be a bit different. NHL 24, you just go 85% and that's it. NHL 25, you have to really think about who's, like, is this player a core guy that I'm going to give him a no-trade clause? Do I want to promise him certain things in the lineup? I did talk about that in my franchise mode guide. It's like 2.5 hours, and I mentioned it somewhere in there for sure. So it comes down to what kind of team you're building and what you'd be comfortable establishing that player as. Do I want to make him a core player so that I'm not worried about giving him no movement clauses? Or do I want to give him a no trade clause because I'm thinking about trading him down the road, but I want him to take a little bit of a discount now? It's all weighing it back and forth. 7 on 6.7 for Simon Nemec. That's a bit of that's a bit of a mouthful. All right, green light for that. 7 by 6.7 on Simon Nemec. There you go. Petrovsky, I'd love to keep you. 1 year, 1 million. I could do that. I could do 1 year, 1 million. Let's go 0.95 just for funsies. Kiskinen, 77 overall at 24. Did he play? He played a little bit last year. 38 points the year before, 5 points in 10 games. I'm not sure if I have room for him, so I'm going to let him walk for now. Bruce will sign him. Maybe he can get some more. What are you saying? You want 2 by... He wants a one-way contract. 69 overall, 23. Classic glitch. And Smolinac. Same thing. Yeah, wants NHL money for some reason. Okay. Wu Mei will qualify. And we'll go from there. Okay. Goalies. Klang will walk. Long, fringe starter, Bob Long, 5th round pick of the Blue Jackets. Yeah, we can sign Bob Long. Entry-level deal, but we've got to have somebody playing in Tucson, so why not? We'll put Bob Long. Cantor, medium fringe, Gord Cantor. No, we're going to let him walk. So Bob Long and Kenny Thompson in the AHL. Kenny Thompson had some good numbers. 29, 10, and 4, 5 shutouts, 9... Yeah, some very good numbers in back-to-back years in Tucson. So Kenny Thompson, I don't mind you staying as the starter down there since you have nobody else. But you want NHL money, of course you do. So we'll qualify. That's about it for that. Okay, let's advance the day now. Simon Nemec, although I'm interested in principle, I'm going to reject this dollar value, blah, blah, blah. Petrovsky, easy decision. Long, Cracknell, Gerard, Tukinin, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Simon Nemec, I'm not going to break my head because I already know that the number that you're asking for is reasonable. I'm going to qualify you and just sign you on July 1st. I'm not going to let your AI brain get in the way of things. Okay, now we sim to free agency, just like that. Nice and simple. So now what we definitely want to see, as Hobbsy mentioned before, is what is Kaylor Cahill asking for as an extension here on July 1st? Elite Development Logic by EA. Great AHL numbers, only a 71 overall. Yep. Okay, all expiring. So Zach Benson's, yeah, he's going to need a contract. But Kaylor Cahill, what would he be looking for? Yeah, Kaylor Cahill wants 8 by 14, 1 by 9. So that will definitely come down. But it won't come down by like 5 million. It'll come down, but not enough. So that solidifies that Kaylor Cahill is the guy to get traded right now. So we'll trade Kaylor Cahill. That'll free up some money. Now, Nemec, can we get back? Did your demand come down even more? Yeah, now we can go 8 years even. 8 years on Nemec, so I'm glad I waited. That can now go, we go 8 by 6.325. Do we want to sign him, though, until he's 34? Or do we want to keep him for 7 years and we reevaluate things when he's 33? Or do we just need to sign defensemen as long as we can here in franchise mode land? 7.2 would bring it down to 6.15. So, for 1 more year, we're going to pay him $200K more per season, pretty much. 6.15 versus 6.325. I like 7 years as well. Who knows what's going to happen by the time he's 34. It's good value, but like we don't have to. We don't have to do the good value move. We can just take 7 million and save a little bit of money. Yeah, I'm leaning that way, as the AGMs are. 6.125 even, technically. Might be a bit too close. 6.12. So 6.125, will Simon Nemec accept that? I don't know. So 7 years at 6.125 on Nemec. Wu Mei, what are we asking for now, Wu? 8 by 12 is doable. 12, 85% of that is 10.2. 8 by 10.2 on Wu Mei? Or do we want 7 by 9.95? So an extra 250K for an extra year. Wu Mei is going to be, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 till 33. I'm leaning more 8 years on Wu Mei. Now to Zach Benson. Benson, yeah, he's going to want huge, crazy money. Kuhlman, what does Kuhlman want? Kuhlman wants reasonable dollars. I wouldn't mind signing Kuhlman right now, actually, before there's any growth. 8 on May, yeah, I agree. 2.385, so 2 years at 2 million is what we can do on Kuhlman to keep him as an RFA. I don't want to cheese it at 8 years at 2.5. So 2 by 2 on Artem Kuhlman. Schultz, what does Schultz want? Already 5 by 6. Of course he does. 5 by 6. That makes sense. And there we go. So let's go ahead and trade Kaylor Cahill, and we can talk about other contracts in just a second. Probably just a... Actually, let's go to Trade Finder first. It's probably just going to be a package. Some sort of prospect pick package, something like that. From the Eastern Conference, preferably. So Kaylor Cahill served us well, but time to move on before before he is unaffordable. 2 seconds from the Hurricanes. Miles Morales from the Chicago Blackhawks, but we have our goalies. Schmaltz a third and a fourth. Roslovic a third and a fourth. Chiarelli and a sixth, all from Colorado. Bushnevich a third and a fourth. Theodore, that prospect, medium elite and a third. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Horvat a third and a fourth. Tolvanen third and a fourth. Krebs third and a fourth. Jarvis and a third. Vince Dunn a fourth and a sixth. 2 seconds. Forsberg a third and a fourth. 2 seconds in Fagemo and 2 seconds. So that prospect speaks to me. And it's a trade to the Eastern Conference. Do we want Theodore? Medium elite, 17. Michel, actually, yeah, he just got drafted. That's true. Michel Theodore. We were looking at him in the draft. He's definitely a massive project at 17. Medium elite, 49 overall. Do we want Michel Theodore and a third? Or do we want 2 seconds? What do you think, AGMs? Medium elite prospect who's a huge project and a third. Or 2 seconds. Or we search for other prospects. Theodore and a third, says Gen Z. Just looking at other prospects. Mighty Joe says 2 seconds. Chromium says I love projects. Hobbs says, Hobbsy, says I don't hate the Theodore option. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to break my head. If this is offered to us, both teams want to do it. I lean, just do it. Can I get more out of it? Can we make it a second if I give you something else? Theodore in a second. If I give you back a seventh. So Kaylor Cahill, who served us well, are the 2 seconds, same year, different original owners. I think they're same owners, different years. So it'd be 2031 and 2032. Let's What's going on, Sky? Welcome to the stream. So Cahill, since coming to Arizona, spent a year and a half with us, playing, 142 games, scoring a total of 34 goals and 55 assists for 99 points and a plus 20 as a Coyote. Played big minutes as well, just not a lot of room for him, sadly. Oh, yeah. Are your bones made of glass? Are you the guy in SpongeBob? So let's try offering this. Cahill and a 7th for Theodore and a 2nd. Sweden at just a touch. So I'd rather give a 7th and I'd rather give 2 7ths and get a 2nd than just get back the 3rd. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather give those extra 2 7ths to upgrade a 3rd to a 2nd. There you go. Trade accepted. Thank you very much. Kaylor Cahill, good luck in Detroit. And Michel Theodore, bienvenue à l'équipe, mon ami. Welcome to Arizona. Immediately prospect in our system, plus another 2nd-round pick to boot in a future draft. All right, I think that's a decent asset management. I don't mind that at all. Now when it comes to available money, for all expiring, well, for right now it's more cap space. For future cap space, it's still going to be tough. But now for Wu Mei, if we go 8 years, we said 12 by 0.85, 10.2. So 8 by 10.2 on Wu Mei, who definitely deserves it. 8 by 10 point. That's exactly 85%. So we'll see if the game does that or if it needs to be like 10.225. But there you go. So pending offers. Doesn't tell me the pending offers, eh? What I have currently out? No. Yeah, and these guys I can sign them now, right? Yeah, 2 years, 2-way. Don't play games with me here, Bruce. Smolinac, same thing. There we go. And Kenny Thompson. We'll wait on that because I want to give him 2 years, make him a UFA. Okay, so in free agency, what's up here? We don't really have a lot to even consider. But if we look at the UFAs who are available, Eklund, Suzuki, Frost, Reinhardt, Lindholm, no one that we can really afford anyways, so not really any need to even look at this, to be honest. Goalies, Joel Hofer, yeah, not a lot, slim pickings for the goalie market. All skaters, 2-way, sorting by potential. Anyone interesting out here? Some low top 6s, low top 4Ds. We'll wait and see what we need. Let's advance a few days here from free agency. There's really not much else to do. It's a straightforward offseason. We already know what we had to do. There's no big surprises coming our way. So let's advance. Kaylor Cahill, good luck in Detroit. And then, actually, I got to check the scouting. Coaching staff. Any low scouts left? Anyone who is like Liga, SHL, Liga? Let me see here. Teams in. What's this? 14 teams in. That's crazy. Liga, SHL, anybody? B- for B? No, I'm not going to bother. We'll keep the scouts like that then. Actually, no. Sorry. I know it's a lot of micromanaging, but there was something I wanted to see from the scouts. For the Q. Yeah, there's a B- in the Q. So I'll fire the B- in the Q. And I'm going to hire one of these A- who was good in the Q. This one had an A-. Yeah, this guy had A- in the Q. Aiden Walsh. There you go. Now 15 teams are interested in Aiden Walsh. Alright, now we can keep on advancing. Okay. I'm very curious to see what Kuhlman's growth is going to be. Walsh is on board. Casey Bruce, yes. Smolinac, yes. Great. Here we should be getting answers now. Kuhlman extends 2 years at $2 million. Okay. One more day. Here are the answers. Wu Mei rejects, and Simon Nemec rejects. All right, no problem. So a few days later, that should even give us a better picture of the money situation and everything going on. So that this should be the time where we get them signed on, no problem. So Wu Mei at 8 years still wants the same deal. So instead of 8 years at 10.2 exactly, let's go 8 years at 10.3, just to boost up a little bit more. She's worth it. 8 years at 10.3 on Wu Mei. And Simon Nemec had wanted 7.2. If he really wants 6 years, we'll go 6 years. I'll try one more at 7 years. 6.12. I'll give you 6.25. 6.25 for 7. Worst case, I go back to 6 years, but let's try that. So, actually, 6.25 plus 10.3, that's 16.55. We'd be over the salary cap by just a hair. Oh, that's true. Maybe the game will let us do it, and then things will be adjusted, but let's wait and see. All right, advancing a few more days. Let's see now. We should Richardson, Tuzlino, and Valiquette for Kraus in a third. 4 years at 12+ million. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wume rejects, and Simon Nemec also rejects. Huh. Okay, so Simon Nemec really just wants the 6 years, probably. Even though he says it's the salary, the AI brain wants the 6 years. So back to RFAs. Wume, take it easy now. So 11.9, come down a little bit. I'll still offer, so 8 by... Let's not play games. Let's not have this slip through our fingers. I don't want to be pinching too many pennies. 8 by 10.5 for a 60-goal scorer is fine, especially in the NHL where the salary cap is 105.8 million. 10.5 on Wume. Simon Nemec really wants 6 years, so 6.975 at 85% is 5.928. So 5.95 for 6 years on Simon Nemec. You really want 6 years. I wanted to give you 6. Sorry, you really want... Yeah, but I wanted to give you 7 or even 8, but you really want 6. Tuzlino. People want Tuzlino. The twos. Bushnevich wants to come home. Alright, we should get answers today. Rejection from May, and rejection... You have simply not offered me the dollars I feel I deserve. So he likes the 6 years, but now it's just purely down to the dollars. So things are getting scary now. I'll probably... You know what? Let me just save the file before crazy things start to happen. Or now, I only want 1 year, 18 million. Sorry, I only want 1 year, 5 million, or anything else 2 to 8 years, I want 18 million. Let's hang on a second. Let's pump the brakes. 6 by 6 and 8 by 10.75. Even a bit more, maybe like 6 by 6.1 on Nemec. So Nemec, 6 by 6.1. Yeah, 6 by 6.1. And Wume will go 8 by 10 point... Let's start at 10.675. Let's get a little fancy with it. 10.675, 8 years. We're offering him 85.4 million. Her, excuse me, 85.4 million. Okay, so this is probably this next one will be the last chance. We got to make these good. Here we go. Rejection from May, rejection from Nemec. Ooh, come on. This is going to be ugly. Okay, now May comes down to 8 by 11.75. 8 by 11. 8 by 11. 8 years, 88 million on Wume. 8 by 11. And Nemec will go 6 by 6.25. The message center called May a he. A lead attention to detail. That's true. I didn't even catch that. Well, I say it's true. I believe you. That's crazy. Even though the gender is set to female and everything. Ridiculous. Okay, last chance here. Wume rejects and Nemec rejects. Well, these are fair offers. Now, is it cheese to back out and keep trying other things? Or do we need to live with the reality that we just made here? Now, no, that doesn't make sense. Why, just because it's July 26th, do you only want 8 by 18? No, I'm backing out. That's a joke. Maybe they'll accept to free up cap space? I've never seen that to be a thing. Just because magically it's July 26th, now I only want 8 by 18. Let's go back to the 16th here. There's that Starfleet save down there. Good old Starfleet. No, 1 year we'll keep them as UFAs. We'll have them be expiring UFAs. That's the problem. Okay, Wume. 8 by 11.25. And Nemec 6 by 6.5, I guess. 6.45. I mean, for an 87... Like, think about it. 6.45 in this salary cap of 105.815 is the equivalent of, in today's salary cap of 88 million, 5.36. An 87 overall getting paid 5.36 million would be a steal. So I know we didn't want to pay 6.4 or 6.6, whatever it's going to end up being, but it's still a good deal. Great. Wu Mei barely accepts it. I believe the signing will be good for... That's when you just barely convinced them. Thank you. Actually, okay, so Simon Nemec would have signed that, but now we are indeed out of cap space. So now we have 5.055 to play with. That's a huge extension taken care of to Wu Mei. That leaves even less for an extension dollars, though. Now we have 10.39 available. So if Mikko Rantanen doesn't get traded now, he'll have to be traded next season. But that doesn't mean we couldn't just trade back at Seneca now. Back at Seneca would solve our problems. Who's all expiring again? Next season we have to sign Benson and Schultz. Seneca will be gone. Seneca and or Rantanen will be gone by next season. So it comes down to this now. Are we trading Rantanen or are we trading Seneca to be able to sign Nemec? I lean trading Seneca, and then if we need to trade Rantanen because of roster space, we could just like reacquire Seneca later. But it's because we're being forced to do this trade now because the AI brain of Nemec doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I think we'll trade Seneca now, and then maybe we reacquire him later, but let's make a deal for Beckett Seneca moving out, sadly. I know Landon's not going to be happy. So Beckett Seneca, what could he get? A second and a third, Lindholm and a fourth, Cardwell. Any prospects out here? Prospects? Or just picks? Yeah, a second and a third was the best, I think. Let's go to the Rangers. Yeah, let's do Rangers then. A second and a third for Beckett Seneca going to New York. They want him. We have him. So I have 2 seconds. So we have 1 more second in this draft and then a third the year after. What if we swap it around? Can I have a third in this draft and a second in the next draft? What do you say to this, New York? All right, trade accepted. All right, thank you very much. Beckett Seneca off to the New York Rangers, ladies and gentlemen, now giving us a first, 2 seconds, 3 thirds, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth in next year's draft, and the year after, a first, 2 seconds, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Great. Beckett Seneca, thank you for your service here in Arizona. Our first ever draft pick, right? 9th overall in 2024. 246 career games played, 3 full seasons with the Coyotes. Didn't look great in Tucson. Came to the NHL, did better, but 140 points in 246 games. Career plus 31. Just a defensive player. That's fine, but if you can get big top 6 minutes, and he hasn't really shown us the top 6 capabilities when we've given him the power play time and we've given him those opportunities in that on that second line role or whatever else. I don't know. I wouldn't have minded keeping Seneca. I'm not trying to make a big excuse if we had to trade him out. I'm not saying that. We could have kept Seneca. I would have been fine with keeping him. But if we need to move somebody, I don't mind moving him. That's what I'm trying to say. So now Nemec, we have 9.555 available. Nemec would have accepted, was it 6.4? 6 by 6.4, was that it? 6.45, I think. Let's try it, go down 50k. 6 by 6.4 on Simon Nemec. And if he declines that, we're up the creek. So let me just save the file. Again, sorry, I really don't mean to cheese it. It's just that it doesn't make sense that on July 26th, magically, I no longer want what I wanted yesterday. And what I do now want is multiplied by whatever exponent. 6 years at 6.4. Come on, Simon, you know you want it. You know you want it. Extremely happy to accept the offer. We saved 50k. There you go. Thank you, Simon Nemec. Signed on, and that's a big relief for us. pretty much taking care of all of our contracts there, leaving us with just over $4 million in cap space. Yeah, EA is illogical. I wouldn't call it cheese. Thank you. Thank you for reaffirming myself there. 4.155 million left, and if we look at all expiring, the big one's going to be Zach Benson. We have 9.49 million in the extension dollars. Yeah, 8 by 20. So Benson will be the big one. By next season, Ranthanen's going to be gone. Whether we move him at the start of next season or at the end of next season, that will free up another 13 million. We'll be okay to sign Benson and Schultz. It shouldn't be an issue, and even Coyle. What would Coyle want right now? 1 year at 2 million. That's it. Actually, I'm going to do Coyle now. Actually. And we could even get it down to 1.7. I'll go 2 years at 1.75 on Roberto Coyle. I would not mind that at all. Casper's been a great fourth liner, but he wants too much for an extension. Valiquette might even be pushing for the NHL. And that's that. Whew. All right, let's sim to next season now and see what other growth takes place and what decisions we'll have to make. Roberto Coyle, easy decision. Great, 2 years at 1.75. What would Novotny want? Let's check that out. Adam Novotny. He'd be wanting only 925 for 1 year. Yeah, we could do that. Sure. 1 year at 900K. Sure, stays an RFA for 1 more year. Because he should be an NHLer this season. We'll see what happens for next season. But at 900K, that's not a problem. Easy decision. Cool. Thank you, Gen Z. Great call. I forgot about Kenny Thompson. Totally forgot about Kenny Thompson. Kenny! Get over here, Kenny. Ahanen's still out here as an RFA. There's nobody in free agency except for him. Goalies. Alright, I went the wrong way, but we can just do it here anyways. Kenny Thompson. 1 year, 825. Oh, what a surprise. You don't want 1 year at 1.1 million anymore? Alright, Kenny, sign on that dotted line, Bello. Everyone wants Tuzolino. There you go. I've been thinking about it, and I feel like another... Okay, thank you, Kenny. I would change the trade block, but we're almost there. We're in mid-August. We're almost... Oh, wait! Is it too late? It's too late. I was going to change the draft class, but it's okay. We'll keep it at whatever it was. Sorry, that's the one thing I forgot. All right, edit lines. Let's see what kind of growth we have over the 2030 off-season. Drum roll. Kuhlman, an 82 overall. Okay. Benson, Matthews, Rantanen, May, Johnson, Manlow is at an 86. That's cool. Kuhlman up to an 82. Coyle's still an 80. Novotny has grown to an 81. With AHL minutes, Novotny has grown to an 81. And Coyle, with 2 years in the NHL and a Calder Trophy, is still an 80. That's why people ask me all the time for my suggestions on player growth. How do I grow my players? I wish I had a formula. Sometimes it's just random. You can't do anything sometimes. Forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13th. Oh, actually, Valiquette is an 80, so Valiquette would be in the NHL. Even Tukkonen could. He'll start in the AHL. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Valiquette would be there. Yeah, so Osipchuk would be probably 13th forward. So let me just send down Osipchuk for a moment. Defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Peluso? What? Out of nowhere? Kent Peluso? This is like an Eric Benino. Was that his name in the Vancouver series? So Griffin, who has back-to-back AHL equivalents of the James Norris trophies, has grown from a 78 to a 79. But Kent Peluso, out of nowhere, 1 year in the AHL, he grows to an 81. Emilio Benino, that's what it was. Thank you, thank you. Man, another... That's... Peluso might just have to play play in the... You gotta just do your time, Peluso. You might just have to do your time. And Griffin's gonna get his chance in the NHL. He's earned it, and he's been waiting for it. Voinow's up to an 86 now as well. And Kenny Thompson's still in a 71. Emilio Benino. Made me think of him. Okay, so that's that. Now I call up my 13th forward, my 7th D. Trade Tuzolino and call up Peluso. That's also a possibility. I might want to wait. Let's give him the preseason. So Peluso can come try in the preseason. Bichelle is going to be the real 7th D probably. Well, actually, he'll stay down for a minute because I want also Sakura to get his chance. And Sakura still has 77. Oh, my goodness. That would save some money for us. Seneca could have stayed third line, but Valiquette is going to get a... I don't know, Quayle should probably still be there. Novotny's center wing, but it has 84 face-offs, so Novotny's going to stay there. This is probably our lineup. I don't think we trade Rantanen unless we were to reacquire Seneca. I don't know if Kuhlman's ready to move up just yet. Pascal Valiquette, he'll get some special teams or something, some penalty kill to get some ice time. Kasper, Petrovsky. Yep, I think this is the lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the forwards. Defense would look like this. Griffin and Tuzolino. Making $3.5 million. Teams want him. And goaltending, Wolf and Voynov. Scratch it. So Peluso's going to get a chance in the preseason, as will Sakura. And Osipchuk is the guaranteed 13th forward. No matter what. Kuhlman needs top 6 ice time to achieve his potential. You think? He's listed as a third-line scoring forward. Third line plus first unit power play, maybe. But I'm not sure if an 82 is listed as a third liner and needs to be playing full-time second-line minutes. Plus, has shown me enough in his limited role to convince me of trading out a 92 overall, who gives my first line a +5. Even though Wu Mei would do the same. I'll have to... If Kuhlman blows me away in the preseason or something, we can start thinking about that more. But, I don't know, he's still just only in his sophomore season. Let's try third line and first unit power play first. Rantanen can always be traded later, especially if Rantanen continues to struggle, as he has been going downhill over the last couple seasons. 101 to 88 to 75. We'll see on Mikko Rantanen. Okay? And in the AHL, Wallet, Yar, Tukkanen. Who's down here? Hedekin. These are our guys. This is a defenseman, so yeah, I have to sign like one forward probably. On defense, Peluso might go here anyways. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's that. I think that is that. Do we do the preseason? No, we should wait to hear what AGM thoughts are. Captaincies are the same as always, right? Matthews with Rantanen and Byram. Yes, very good. And here we are at the beginning of the... Actually, no, because usually I stop to set the scouting. But I think we always stop here anyways, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I'm forgetting, but I think we always stop here anyways. So we'll save the preseason for the start of next episode for the entirety of 2030-31. Any last looks at extensions? Did Benson's number come back down to earth now? He was on a great $7.15 million deal. Now, yeah. Oh, actually, no. Still crazy. With $8.665 million, $8.665 million in extension dollars available to us. So, let me break out the calculator again. 8.665 plus when Rantanen is gone, 13.25. That'll give us 21.915. Benson will probably take like 11 million at least of that. So let's say 11 million. That leaves us with 10.915 in theory for Schultz to be signed at what's Schultz going to be wanting, something crazy as well. 4x6, of course. So Schultz probably takes at least like 4.5. That'll leave us with 6.4-ish, 6.5 million for whatever else we want to do, which should not be a problem. All right. So that's the episode, ladies and gentlemen. There's the 2030 off-season done in just over an hour. About an hour and 7 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll take it. There's the off-season, and we're looking forward to the regular season, likely next Monday. I'm not sure how many years are left in this series. I know we're starting to think about wrapping up the Expo series, but this series will be wrapped as well because we'll have a new series starting soon enough. And tomorrow's video, surprise video, will give you an idea of what that might be. So we'll end it off there. We could look at the trade blocks, then we'll end it off there. Yes. We'll look at the trade blocks, and then we'll call it an episode. Gen Z, how much would Valiquette want on an extension? Let's check that out. I'm glad that we have so many players already taken care of. Valiquette, a normal 2x1. And we could extend Valiquette 2 years at $1 million right now. I think we'll do that next episode. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Mighty Joe. And you know what? Before I forget, let me just do it. 2 years at $950 for Valiquette. That shouldn't be a problem, staying as an RFA and everything. Alright, he'll get some NHL minutes now as well. Okay. Trade blocks, then we'll call it an episode. Anyone who's growing surprisingly here? Any surprises? When I look at our rookie skaters or something? Dukkanen, Boyles at 69. Richardson, Theodore didn't grow. Okay. Skaters matching the block. And there we go. Sorting by overall, but keep an eye on prospects as well. Boston, Heineman, and Niemela. Neil Heineman, look at him. Buffalo, nothing there. Calgary, Dylan Larkin at 34. What's his status here? Expiring Dylan Larkin. Chicago, medium top 4 D Hodges. Okay. Colorado, Columbus. A few names in Columbus. Okay. Dallas, Lindholm, and Riley. Detroit, Ahonen, still the RFA who might sit for the entire year. Tony D making over $8 million as an offensive defenseman. There you go. Makes no sense that newly drafted prospects don't grow over the offseason. Now, why would they, right? Ola Ahonen, former second overall pick in 2025, still sitting here as an RFA. Cardwell, Preston. Actually, you know what? When I'm looking more at prospects, I should probably sort by trade value. Because ones like Theodore, who are super low overall, wouldn't pop up anyways. Bartley, Hodges. Yeah, so we didn't really miss anything anyways. Edmonton, Florida, Capo Caco, really, 88 overall, expiring deal on Capo Caco. Veleno, Reinhardt, Suter, Stevenson. Okay, LA Kings, Minnesota, Korobov, medium elite Korobov, 2160, that's going to be a bust. Canadians, Lindstrom, 7619, interesting. Rantanen for Ahonen works for me, says Hobbsy. Probably not the Coyotes' wallet, though. I wonder. Let's go look at what he's asking for after this. Nashville, New Jersey, New York, the Rangers, the Senators. Brock Faber, expiring contract as an 88 overall. Still no picture in NHL 24, eh? 30-point guy. No. Brock Faber's better in NHL 25, of course. Horvat, Batherson, so on. Pittsburgh, Anderson, Ekblad, Morrissey, Joseph, Gurianov, Marchment, Theodore, Lindholm. Seattle, Woods, 75-20, medium top 9, though. St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Vancouver, Martindale, 72-19, Lucas Martindale, defensive defenseman. Not a lot out here for prospects. 75-19, Couture, Serge Couture. Couture. 9th overall pick in 2029, offensive defenseman. That could be something. Down year after 62 and 66, the next year 41 and 59. Down year for Couture, but could be something. 75-21, Jonathan Bowman, also an offensive defenseman. He was a second-round pick. Played in the AHL last year. 6 points in 25 games with very little ice time. Okay, so a couple of prospects in Washington that could be interesting to us. Even 78-21, Brandon Dahlman. Merricks. And Winnipeg, not much there. Okay, so they're the trade blocks. A few names that popped out. And finally, if we were to think about some sort of crazy swap with Rantanen going to the Red Wings, but I don't know if the Red Wings would be able to even afford that. Ahonen would want 7 by 12.2, 1 by 5, 2 by 7.375 to stay as an RFA. But you know what? If you come down from 7 years and go to 6 years, 9.6, sorry, 85% of that. Just curious. 9.6, 85%. 8.16, so it's like 8.2, 13.25 minus 8.2. Over the next 6 years, and so technically just a few years, like 2 years, I guess, with Rantanen, we'd be saving $5.05 million to sign Ahonen for 6 years, as opposed to keeping Rantanen. But if we trade out Rantanen entirely, that frees up $13 million, not just $5 million. But keep it in mind, I don't know if he simmed super, super well. 5-star puck skills, 4.5-star shooting. He does block some growth as well. We want those spots for Kuhlman to come up, right? Guys like that. 4-star defense, 4.5-star physical, 5-star skating, 92 plus in the shooting accuracies, but just a 30-goal scorer. That's great, but it's not like we're talking 40, 50 plus. So far in his career, he's capped out as a 30-goal, high 60-point guy. as of now. But with that's being with playing with limited ice time. Give him 20 plus minutes instead of 17. Make him a first liner with those X factors and everything. Playing with Matthews and Benson. Well, now we're talking about a different story maybe. Or even Wume goes up. He plays second line. It's possible. I wouldn't say it's number one on the likelihood, but I'd say it's possible. Okay, so we will officially wrap it there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It was a good offseason. I think we made the moves we had to move. Cahill and Seneca out, and the good prospects with high enough value in. Doing what we had to do for the lineup. We saw some growth as well. Nielsen, sure. Do we want... Actually, that's the second time I said I'd wrap it. Maybe we did a quick little update. Quick update. I take it back again. Quick update on the created players, since this franchise mode has so many created players, and we have a lot of free time here at the end of the episode. Let's get a little update here. Here you go, Steve Rogers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. They just won the Stanley Cup. 94 overall Steve Rogers. He signed on for one more year. Ron Burgundy also signed on for one more year. 93 overall medium franchise in Columbus. Jenna DeSora over in Seattle. There you go, signed on for 2 more years. Some big contracts are being needed soon from these created players. King Kristoff, he signed on for 2 more years at 14.23 at a 92 overall. Randy Ho, 92 overall medium franchise. Last year of the Japanese forwards contract. Landon Johnson, also in Los Angeles. Oh, is that high franchise? I didn't even notice that. Rogers high franchise. Woohoo! Wow. Landon Johnson signed long-term. Slim Shady with us, of course. Data Soong over in Seattle. There you go, the commander. Lieutenant Commander, making just over $10 million on an expiring deal. Kirill Bang, expiring deal for the Montenegrin defenseman. Jaden Pittis over in Seattle, 3 years left. Is it not... yeah, it's not even scrolling right. Why is Bang shown, but then it jumped over Myla Ren? Myla Ren, 91 overall. The power forward is signed on for 2 more years. Did they show me everybody here already? Yes, okay. Gotta go through it one by one. Jacob Wyman, 90 overall playmaker, signed on for 5 more years at 8.49. Curly Mac McGee, 89 overall, 2 more years for the Irish. It said it's a Northern Ireland flag, but really, because for some reason the Republic of Ireland is not in this game. Doggy, back-to-back Selke trophies. He signed on for 2 more years. That's which flag? Azerbaijan? Is it? No, it's not Azerbaijan. That's somebody remind me what flag this is. South Africa? I'm sorry. Dennis David, reigning Stanley Cup champion. 2 more years for him. 89 overall. Trouble with Tribbles at an 89. Signed on for 1 more year as a grinder. So that's going to be a big contract coming up for Tribbles. Nielsen, 89 overall, over in Boston, who we traded away. 4 more years at just over $9 million. Coming off of a 74-point year in Boston. We traded him there back in the Bushnevich deal way back when. Bob Cobb in St. Louis, 88 overall. 3 more years. Odo Quark, 87 overall. 2 more years. Tony Twist Jr., 85 overall, signed on for 3 more years. That's a good contract. Massimo Adona, 85 overall, 2 more years. Kaylor Cahill, now in Detroit. Yeah, I wonder what ice time. Let's go check out Detroit's lines after. Happy Gilmore, 82 overall, 1 more year for the Enforcer. And for the goalies, we have Dita Lee Potatoes over in Seattle, 88 overall, signed on for 6 more years, also from Ireland, not Northern Ireland. And Miles Morales signed on for this 1 more year behind Jeremy Swayman. It's a high overall tandem in Chicago, now at an 89. Who will get more starts, though? Morales or Swayman? Another Cahill's over in Detroit. How do the Lions look for the Red Wings? Detroit. Good ice time, I hope. Yeah, second pair makes sense. No Dobson and Counter Miller in that top pair. Yeah, Detroit's a strong team. Who's this guy? Milan Modzis? 3rd overall pick, 5-star shooting, 46 goals last year. Phew. All right. Okay, now for the 3rd time, it's officially official. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Whew, it's Tanzania. I knew it was something in Africa. Thank you, Tanzania. Thank you, Mighty Joe, doing the research for us. We'll end it there, and I look forward to seeing you in the 2030-31 season for year number 8, episode number 22. You know what they say? 2 twos never lose. Can't wait for episode number 22. Likely next Monday, January the 20th. Could be next Tuesday, but likely next Monday. So keep an eye out in the Discord server for the schedule. Exciting video coming out tomorrow. So make sure that you're subscribed, bell turned on, be notified when that goes up. Can't wait for that to come your way. And then, of course, much more Islanders, Thrashers, Expos, Coyotes, all of that and more coming in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. The Discord server, which is linked in the description, always gives you the schedule of all of those uploads. We'd love to have you in there. Leave a like if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. You'll just be notified of our videos. That makes it an easier way for you to become a part of the team and the community that we have growing here on the channel, surpassing recently 8,500 subscribers. Much love to you all. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a great Monday, and I look forward to seeing you next live stream, I believe Thursday, probably Thursday, yes, for the Expos. Yes, so keep an eye out on Thursday for the Expos regular season. That's going to be year number what? I forget what year that is. Is that year 11? I digress. Night, everybody. We're not going anywhere. The Coyotes have a lot left to do in year number 8, and we look forward to trying to capture our 3rd cup in what would be 6 years.